evening and welcome to One on One. My guest Jarrell JFly Flynn helps young people answer the question, how big is your dream? And helps them get there. The late General Colin Powell lived the dreams of his parents who immigrated from Jamaica to the United States where he was born. Powell became the first black person to be the U.S. Secretary of State. He said, a dream doesn't become reality through magic. It takes sweat, determination, and hard work. That is a statement Jarrell JFly Flynn could agree with. His dream, growing up in Waycross, Georgia, the youngest of 8 children, was to become a world-class drummer. He succeeded and has backed people like Christian Bush of Sugarland, Montel Jordan, Peebo Bryson, Bobby Brown, and Jennifer Holliday, and that's just to name a few. And while drumming was easy for him, there were some tough lessons along the way that he shares with young people who join his nonprofit, How Big Is Your Dream? I went one-on-one with JFly during a workshop for aspiring artists. Music is life to Jarrell JFly Flynn, and he lives it to the fullest. He comes from a family of musicians, sacred and not secular. You grew up in a family where your mother is an evangelist. Yes. Your late father was a deacon in the church, and now one of your 7 brothers, yes. One has passed, but one of your 7 brothers is actually the pastor at the church in Waycross. Yes. So how everybody in your family plays music and everybody's involved in the church? Yes, and I'm the only sibling that has played what they call secular. All of my family plays gospel music, and I grew up in the church, but I'm the only one that has played R&B, hip hop. I've worked with country artists, of course, did all the stuff for downtown Atlanta. So I'm the one that traveled the globe, but I've always come back to my roots. My roots is what give me the feel on the drums, the church. Explain it. So it's a thing like when you're in the culture of music, it's in your body, and you can't teach it, but you feel it. And when I'm on the drums, a lot of times the producer or the artist, they like, what is that? That's what we've been looking for. But that's just the Spirit of God coming through my instrument. Now, in your home growing up at the time, there are 8 children, 7 boys and 1 girl. Yes. And you're the baby. Yes. So how did you pick the drums? Imitate my brothers. So all of my siblings are 1 to 2 years apart, and the closest sibling to me is 9 years apart. So I was always trying to be accepted and fit in. And if they did something, I would try to do it, but I didn't know it was getting on their nerves. So I saw one of my brothers, actually my oldest brother, Greg, was a drummer. And I grabbed the sticks and I would just hit on things around the house. Now, this is the funny thing. I never had a drum set, and I didn't practice drum set until I moved to Atlanta. And it came so natural, like the rhythms, I would hear it, and I could just do it in the air drumming before it became a game. I was air drumming, and the mechanics of drumming just was in my body. And the first time I sat on drums at church, which was out the church, I was able to make the rhythm. Yes. So how has your faith been incorporated into your music? It's been incorporated because it gives me a foundation and it gives me morals. I work with some of the biggest artists. I work across many genres. But when it comes to the things of the industry that may try to deter me or pull me away from my foundation, it's like a chain that links me to, okay, this is Waycross, this is the industry. You got to stay Waycross. And I'm very appreciative of it because the respect that I gain from artists, even if they don't say it, they come behind the scenes and say, man, I respect you for always being upstanding and upright. So a lot of times when they do the prayers behind scenes, they'll ask me to pray. And I'm like, hold on, I'm not the official chaplain here. But, it's respectful. And a lot of times when, they have after parties, I'll go back to the room because I'm out there to make a difference. And I like to tell the students, you don't have to give your soul to be accepted. You just have to be very good at what you do, and people respect that. Yeah. Well, one of the things when I was looking at your social media that I learned that I didn't know about you is that when you first got in the business, you didn't understand or know the business side. But now you tell your students you better. I didn't, and it took me going to New York and working with, at the time, Bobby Brown. We was doing the Tonight Show. And
I was like, okay, we did the show. Where's my check? And they're like, no, you're not a part of the union. You have to be a part. And I was like, you mean to tell me I played and I had a microphone and I can't get my money? And that is when it opened up for me, the business of music and a lot of things that I didn't know coming out of Georgia that I had to educate myself on, especially when I went into other markets. And I like to tell our students, once we leave Georgia, we need to understand, the operating system of other states so we can make sure that we get properly taken care of when we do the work.
So tell me some examples that some things you've shared with the students, because I know some of them really want to be like you. They want to be professional musicians and singers.
Yes, I often tell them, never judge their fellow peers by if they're not learning as fast as they're learning, because, I was a late bloomer as well. And we really support our students with a confidence building. And it takes the talent, but it also takes education. And I went back to school and got my degree.
From Berkeley?
Yes, and got a 3.9 GPA. But I went back to make sure that I'm an example on all sectors of what it takes to be an accomplished musician. So I love education because that helps me teach them. That helps them understand that, you need education and you need the talent to make it sustainable. And once you combine those, you can teach somebody else.
Jarrell went back to school because he found himself in an embarrassing situation.
I initially learned by ear. Music theory became important for me because I was exposed for not knowing how to read music when I was working for a commercial. And I've been flown to this particular area because I had a name at this point, but it was all reading, and it was with an orchestra for a TV jingle. And I was exposed for what I didn't know. And it was very embarrassing because I was the only artist from Atlanta. And when I was exposed for not knowing how to read, I said, okay, either you're gonna take this serious and stop skating on your talent, or you're gonna go on another career path. I had no option B. It was nothing else but music and entertainment. So I started to embrace music education a lot more, and that's why I advocate for education, because it helps you for the shows I have to do, for the amount of work I have to do. I have to be able to read it, and especially playing with the orchestra, because everything is exact the same way every time.
How did you get by that many years and not know to read?
By the skin of my chinny chin chin. It was, I could hear it. And once I heard it, I didn't have a drum set till I moved to Atlanta after graduating high school. And it was a talent that I had. And most of the time when I'm in settings, they will play an audio bite. And because of my feel, I could make it my own, and a lot of the artists would like what I would bring to their music. So a lot of times they wouldn't ask me about reading charts, and a lot of artists, when they wouldn't see me reading, it's like, oh, he done took time to learn my music and embrace my music. I'm like, yeah, and I'm just skating because I can't read. But when I was really exposed for what I didn't know or couldn't do, it made me face, my challenges, my fears. Nobody in my family knows how to read music. All of them are ear trained and talented. So I'm the only, sibling that reads music. Yeah.
His musical ability and his education opened more doors for him. Jarrell is the former president of the Recording Academy Atlanta chapter of the Grammy Awards. He's a member of the Georgia Tech School of Music Advisory Board. He was the music director for the Centennial Olympic Park 4th of July celebration for 5 consecutive years. And for 8 years, he put on a free music festival in his hometown of Waycross. And the first one set his mom's mind at ease.
Yes, I took my music festival back to my hometown. The first time that my parents ever went to a concert outside of gospel was the music festival I took to Waycross. And at this time, I was a little bit more rough. I was playing my shirt off. I had braids. And they was like, oh my God, Evangelist Flynn is out here at a jazz concert. And that first year, I had Jennifer Holliday to come because I was working with her at the time. But she was able to see that music hadn't taken me away from my foundation. And it was a free festival for Waycross, Georgia, population probably 20,000. But a lot of people came, and a lot of people supported, and a lot of people started believing this guy that grew up in the ghetto, in the hood, has brought this stellar artist back, Tony Award winning artist back, and to give back to our community. And she started to see it in a different way.
JFly isn't traveling as much to spend more time with his wife, Christy, and their 3 daughters and son. Jeray, Caitlin, and Christian are involved in the arts as singers and dancers, but also as athletes in track and volleyball. Little Jay is a different story.
My son, he started imitating me, and now he's playing drums. He's actually playing.
He's 4!
Yes, he's 4, but he's like the industry kid when it comes to How Big Is Your Dream. And he plays a lot, and I'm just amazed at how much rhythm he has. He's twirling the sticks, and I was like, oh my God, you twirl better than me. He's twirling the sticks, got the stick between his fingers, and he's like, Daddy, check this out. So I bought him some glow sticks. And now he's just all through the house. I was like, son, okay.
Do you think one of your children will follow you into the business?
The one I see following me is my son. Yes. Those girls definitely pull at my heart, and I know I'm gonna have to give them away to, the loves of their life when they 90. But I see him because he embraces it. He loves being up here, and he loves, being able to see how the older kids do it. But he also imitates a lot of the music, and it's in his body, it's in his soul.
The idea for How Big Is Your Dream came to JFly while he was touring. It launched in 2011, and it exposes students to music theory, voice, dance, drama, but also lyric writing, music technology, set design, art classes, and much more. This, could be a national model.
Yes, and it's interesting because I've had other people ask me about taking it to other areas. Like you mentioned, we do some in the top of the year with our soundtrack and American music. We also do Spring Break Academy, Summer Academy, and we do things in the winter season. So I want to have How Big Is Your Dream functioning year-round for a lot of parents that's really trying to figure out how to help their child get into the industry. They see it, but a lot of parents have never been in the industry. Honestly, a lot of parents don't respect the industry for a career path. It's not seen as a career path. It's seen as something that you kind of fall into. But it's so many career paths that's under the umbrella of entertainment that a lot of people don't recognize or realize. And I like to show them that other than being on the stage, it's so much that they can do to be involved behind the scenes. I mean, we have set design, a part of our academy. We have staging, we have costume design. We have a whole visual arts department that are designing like props, and they're repurposing clothes. We have people that's transcribing music. We have horns, strings, singers, choreography, and that's just, one sector. But when you get into stage management, and we have a few bossy students, so we like to have them be more of our management side. But it's so many, even, being able to speak and be journalism, it's so many other career paths. And I really want to help parents in deciding and seeing this as a respectable career path and having a game plan and structure to see that, okay, this is a viable career path, because entertainment is a revenue stream for a lot of states, and a lot of economic development is done through music and through tours and through entertainment. And entertainment sets the path for so much. Like, you could not do a school graduation without music. You could not have a wedding without music. You couldn't get through Atlanta traffic without music. So with that being said, a way that parents could say this is not only teaching our students or our kids ethics and being supportive in what they need to know as it relates to morals, but showing them by performers that are really still doing music at a high level and teaching them, okay, this is his theory, this is your talent, this is how it's applied. And some of the students be like, this is more work than I realized. This is not just playing the PlayStation. This is a lot of work. And they go into other career paths, but some students like, yes, this is what I want. So, okay, I need to go to this tech or go to this institution or take these type of lessons, and it helps to really direct their path.
So have you had a student yet who's gone on to record and been successful?
Yes, actually, Fly J, who is the big basketball star, she was in How Big Is Your Dream? And we've had so many emerging artists that have gone on to work in radio and television. And a lot of times, I don't know what they're doing till they come back. And it was like, you know, the first time we visited a radio station or television set, it was with How Big Is Your Dream? And it is just so rewarding to see. I saw them in seed form, and now they're trees that's feeding the nation, but they always can remember the treatment and the respect they got when they was in seed form through How Big Is Your Dream? Yes, and it's very, very, very rewarding.
These are some of the 9,000 students JFly believes he's worked with across Metro Atlanta since the start of How Big Is Your Dream? How big is your dream?
My dream's colossal.
What are you going to do with what you've learned here?
So when I grow up, I plan on being a touring artist. I'm a singer and an actor, so my biggest dream is touring in arenas and large stages, but as I get older, I definitely want to be on TV more and maybe produce for certain people as well.
What has this program taught you?
It's given me connections towards a lot of other young artists. So I know once we get famous together as a group, we can all work together. It's taught me maturity. It's taught me how to be more stage-like. My stage presence before was very, I wouldn't say timid, but more I kept to myself. But now I'm a very talkative person and I definitely express myself more.
And how big is your dream?
Gigantic.
Why do you say it's gigantic?
Because I want to do many great things in the world, if it's like not with the arts, but like other things as well.
How has this program helped you when you said other things as well?
It's helped me like make friends and like with my social skills, and it's like taught me new talents that I didn't know I had.
Like what?
So when I first came, we had to audition for many things. And when I did my acting audition, I ended up making the main cast. And I didn't know that I could honestly act. It's helped me. So like I'm gonna do like many things. Like I wanna act as well on the side because I also wanna be a mechanical engineer in the future as well.
So this has taught you discipline?
Yeah.
And what else?
It's taught me creativity, how to think outside of the box, and problem solving skills as well.
What has this program taught you about the music and the music industry that you think you'll use later on, whether or not you go into it professionally?
What I think it's taught me is a lot of just the professionalism that goes into it and the parts that I feel like a lot of people don't see that go into it. It's so much, everybody just gets to see the final production of everything and not everything that goes on behind the scenes. So it's taught me all of that and like how to do all of that if I need to at any point. Yeah.
Shemuel, how big is your dream?
Ginormous. It's really inspired me a lot just to be here and to just connect with people that also have dreams like me, and really teaching me to connect more with people because I'm really introverted. Yes, I'm really introverted, and this really took me out of my shell and really taught me how to connect with people.
Why drums?
Why drums? I've been playing drums since I was 8 months. So yes, I've been playing drums since I was 8 months. So I just kind of just stay playing drums.
Do you want that as your profession or do you want to be something else?
I want the drums as my profession.
Sounds a lot like the founder of How Big Is Your Dream. I asked JFly how he feels about his success in his career and with his foundation.
It's surreal. It's like, you know, almost like, is this really happening? And that's like, How Big Is Your Dream? it's like as big as you can dream, but as much work as you're willing to put into it. So for me, I'm always pinching myself like, man, you grew up in Waycross. There was no music scene. And you was exposed to so much by moving to a new territory and really challenging yourself. Your weaknesses, you made them strengths because you kept growing. You kept growing, and that's what I tell the students, don't be afraid to grow. You know, it's things that gonna come that make you feel like you're not supposed to be there, but you got to know it in here where you're supposed to be, and you start growing from that spot.